Hello, everybody, and welcome to Bleeding Tree Gaming. I,
Hello.
I'm Tammy, aka Autumn Witch, and I'm in charge, damn it. I'm joined by.
Hello, I'm Amy, aka Warpfiend.
What we're going to do today is have a look at the Sunday previews from GW, which is quite a nice, diverse, eclectic bunch, which is very, very up our street. So
Yeah.
we'll skip past the Underworld stuff for now because I know that you've got things you want to say. So we're at Necromunda, and they've given us the Outland Beastmaster with Giant Rat, which is they're not Skaven. They are the not Skaven.
So we saw this one previewed fairly recently. It's
Yeah,
definitely was a foreshadowing of the Skaven reveals.
yeah, yeah. Gotta love a big mutated rat.
It has got that certain Skaven look to it, and
Yes,
they obviously knew exactly what they were doing with this
yep.
sculpt.
When they decided to introduce not Skaven to to Necromunda. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's pretty great.
Do you
Now
like that one?
we've also got the Wasteland Giant Rats.
Oh god, these are so cool.
They are, I love them. I mean, I don't play
Incredibly cute
Necromunda, but if I
in a
did,
gross way.
I'd be grabbing these. I mean, I think
Yes.
these would also be quite good for conversions as well.
Oh
But
yeah, I'm tempted to
now,
have them as Chaos Spawn or something like that. Maybe they're a bit small for Chaos Spawn.
yeah, but now we have this dude as well, who's
Mm.
clearly trying to evoke the look of a
Amble.
Amble. So he is the Ash Waste Nomad Chieftain with a Venom caster. He seems pretty cool. The whole Ash Waste thing is,
He is very cool. It's basically like a Tusken Raider.
yeah. It's sort of like Tatooine, Dune, Judge Dredd type.
Yeah, there's
Um,
a mix of stuff there.
there is, and it's. I mean, I think in the specialist games they are knocking it out the park with their miniatures.
Oh God, I could just think of so many things I could use him for. He'd go perfect in my Chaos Cults.
Yeah.
Wouldn't even have to do anything really.
Yeah, well, I mean, those are the Necromunda ones, and what can we say? They look great.
Yep, yep.
Mo moving scale to Legions Imperialis,
Tiny tanks.
we've got little tanks.
Some of the cool ones there.
Yeah, we've got. I mean, the Basilisk is very different to the 40k Basilisk
Oh yeah.
and the Horus Heresy era one from Forge World was just the basic 40k kit, but with some like extra add-ons so that Space Marines could use them. But
Yeah. It looks like they're getting a redesign at some point soon, I guess, with the
yeah,
new tank basic bases that they've done in plastic.
yeah. I mean, they say basilisks. These basilisks are based on the Russ chassis and not the Chimera. So it'll be interesting to see if any of these translate to the 30k scale, because I may have to grab some for my
Yes,
Valhallans.
very much.
But yeah,
Traitor Guard, Basilisk. I love the Basilisk. I've always just loved that
yeah,
massive artillery gun ever since they first came out in second edition.
yeah. I've got one on my to get list for my Valhallans, but I really love. I'm assuming the long cannons are the basilisks, and
Yes,
the shorter, stubbier ones are
that's
the
the
Medusas.
Medusa.
Yeah. Um. Now for Space Marines as well, we've got the Land Raider Proteus
Mm.
Explorator Squadron, um, which also look really good. I think one of the issues with uh, Legions Imperialis is that the scale often doesn't translate well with the current molding process. But
Yeah, I've heard like particularly. I heard the tanks were okay, but
Yeah,
the Marines had a lot of places where
yeah,
obviously the plastic couldn't get, so you've got some weird angles you have to work with.
yeah. And I kind of get the feeling that they're going to be leaning into the tanks more because the limitations with molding makes it a ripe market for 3D printing
Mm,
smaller Space Marines. You don't have those like awkward molding issues. So
yeah.
yeah, I think that we're going to be like seeing like fleets of tanks, and a lot of people are just going to be 3D printing like better infantry. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I mean these all look good. They all look like it looks like they've got pretty much all the detail on them that
Oh,
the larger
definitely. You can
that the
see
larger ones have.
all the individual like rivets and plates and everything all showing.
Yeah, these look absolutely fantastic. And drop pods as well.
Ooh.
Now, I do love a drop pod in game. They are just absolutely fantastic now. In 40k because you can put Primaris in them.
Yes.
Like a big swarm of these. I mean, I'm sure at some point someone's just going to come up with like epic 40k rules for using all of this, which would be nice, being able to take Eldar and Orcs and stuff.
That would be
But
good.
yeah, but once again, the molding on these, I mean, the molding on the infantry is problematic, but on these vehicles, they are absolutely spot on. And you've got the two options. You've got like the troop carrier and then like the missile.
I do like
Versus,
the idea of just dropping like a thing full of missile launchers right in front of an enemy and just like. Whew.
yeah, and like the you used to be able to take them in 40k. I think they're called like Death Storm drop pods, but they're now legends, obviously. And Forge World, I don't think is well, because Forge World doesn't really exist as a sales entity. So yeah, I don't think they're available in the new game, or in the well, old game, I should say, the new edition. But yeah, now another swarm, the Arvus Lighters, which are they're kind of like a weird, they're quite a weird place in game. That they don't have any armament, or they have very little armament or like defensive capabilities. They are literally there as like a cargo
Yes.
transport or a crew transport. And yeah, I mean the Forge World version, I'm hoping that they come out with some plastic ones in 40k scale as well, because I'd love to like have a couple of those
That
sort
would
of
be cool.
just sort of even just like as scenery pieces on landing pads and stuff. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, I mean, thing is, if I was to buy Legion Imperialis stuff, it would probably be to do a diorama.
Oh, definitely. The same for me. Yeah.
Yeah, and these would be absolutely great on a diorama. The detail, once again, I mean, if GW like bit the bullet and 3D printed their infantry for uh for this game, then I can see it doing very, very well. I'd definitely be in on that, but I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
think they're going to do that. But yeah, this box, I mean, I'm not sure what the actual capacity in game is. It was like just like a single squad in the old like um Imperial armor books. So, but
Right.
yeah, you can like field a whole army pretty much with a box like that. Now, moving on to what really, really made me squee a little bit, and that is
Ooh, lovely.
not just new weapons for Warhound Titans, but Direwolf Heavy Scout Titans.
Now those are cool.
Those are absolutely stunning.
Now that's like a new model of Warhound that's not been
Yeah,
done before. So
yeah.
It just seems a heavier armoured kind of one with the massive back cannon thing and tiny arms compared to some of the other ones, but I guess that depends on your options.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a fully remodeled torso. Because if we go up, I mean, these look cool. You've got like the metal lances and the claws and stuff.
Yes.
One of the things I think that's missing in like the full scale ones is melee options. I mean, yeah, they've got big stompy feet, but yeah, I mean, I like the idea of Titans just stomping up to each other and knocking the crap out of each other. That's really cool. So yeah, I think these look fantastic, and these loadouts. I really hope these loadouts come to like other versions. I might actually have to buy myself one, especially one of these, because these go the other way. These are for just absolute slaughter. I love this one.
Yeah.
With the big cannons.
They're so cool. They're lovely variants of it, and I wonder if we're going to be seeing from Forge World the full-size version soon.
Yeah,
It would be a
that would be
hefty chunk of
fantastic.
resin.
I don't know. I think that they may actually have to bite the bullet and make a plastic version.
Ooh, that would be like a plastic Warhammer would be amazing, but they're so big.
They are, but they're not huge. I mean, my Orc Stomper is bigger than a Warhound. So
Is that right?
yeah.
I did not realise that. I thought
I mean,
Warhound was like
it has a much wider footprint, and I think it might be a bit taller with its exhausts, but they're kind of like the same Titan class.
Huh. I knew there were similar classes, but I had like not a Stomper, but the old like Mega Gargant or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of the Warlord sized one in the lore.
That's the Warlord side, but these are Warhound.
Yeah, sorry, that's what I meant. But
or these, well, these aren't Warhound, these are Direwolf.
yes.
Basically the same lower half and the same head, but a completely different torso. And I think I actually prefer this look. I think
it is a cool look.
I mean, these are okay. They just look a little bit sort of
top heavy. And, just like they're obviously an older design, and the balance, the kind of mechanics of it weren't thought through as well, I don't think.
Yeah, but now to have a brand new class of Titan they look great. But let's go to regular scale, shall we?
Yeah.
And this he was announced a while back, but now he's
yeah, this is just an awesome Space Marine model. I just love seeing like the gaps in the armor and the struts underneath or whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, to have a loyalist world eater, that's like a
yes.
That's like an intrigue in and of itself. But yeah, I like the idea that they're exploring like loyalists from traitor legions and traitors from loyalist legions.
Yeah, really I'd like to see more of the Black Shields.
Yeah, it's really mixing up the whole thing could have easily been Space Marines versus Space Marines and some Solar Auxilia, but they're really going into like the more nuanced elements of the heresy with these characters, and yeah, they are fantastic. Vehicle sheet transfer sheets for vehicles and infantry, they look pretty cool.
Very nice.
Yeah, and then there's just the Warhammer Plus stuff, which, you know, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But that's what I wanted to go through and sing the praises of. Do you want to switch over to
okay,
your stuff, because you've got things you want to say?
Okay, so we have Underworlds Wintermoor, and as you'll know if you've been following Underworlds, we've mentioned it on the channel a few times. Well, this was previewed just at Adepticon, so this has gone from being previewed to being released in literally a week. which has got to be some kind of record. Sorry, it's preview just being released in like a week, but like obviously it'll be another 2 weeks before it's out.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a cool kit. We talked about that in our reveals episode. But why is this going so fast when Kill Team, for example, we are still an edition behind. We still haven't got Nightmare. Now, GW have done some previews this week where they've shown Nightmare being played, and so it's likely that we're going to see that in the next couple of weeks. But I think it's just kind of emblematic of all the supply issues that GW has been having lately.
Yeah. I mean, there's things that they previewed last year that, still haven't even gone on pre-order yet. But what I think is it's just a case of they've been putting out so much in quick succession, and I think a lot of those things they felt took priority to hype over this, because Underworlds is a bit more niche, and they'd rather bung out stuff. I mean, the Legiones Imperialis are very much a whole new game system, so they're pushing that. There's the new Warcry stuff that's coming out, loads of 40k and 30k, and it wouldn't surprise me if it was just a case of them trying to play catch up with all the big stuff. And with this, they kind of know that, because it's more niche, that the people that play it, don't need the big run up to it. They talk through rumor engines and stuff, and they kind of work out when it's coming. So
that could be true. I mean, I would say Underworlds is like an incredibly popular game.
Yeah.
I think it may have been pushed more than Kill Team in recent years. So
yeah,
there is that. But I wanted to talk to people like specifically just about the logistics situation, because kind of I think living in Nottingham, we take a lot of things for granted that we kind of know about Games Workshop as a company that other people across the world might not know and be interested in knowing.
Yeah.
So let me show you this map.
Yeah.
So here we have Warhammer World, and this was the original plot of it. So this is what they had for years, the main factory there. At the time, their sales were literally like minuscule compared to what they are nowadays. Like post-lockdown, when they had like an explosion of fandom, they have just grown and grown and grown. So like the amount they can literally put in that warehouse was really strained to the point of causing shortages. Now, in the last 5 years, they've expanded here. They have Factory 2 and the Euro Hub, which is like the kind of shipping centre.
Yeah.
The problem is, Factory 2 had some problems getting going. I assume it's now been running at full capacity, but we've still been having these shortages.
There is the possibility of severe backlog.
Yes. And in terms of expansion, GW have always kind of said they don't want to build a second site. They want everything on the same site. But you'll notice it's a very cramped area, and none of these businesses have been willing to sell. And they'd obviously be demanding a huge price, since they know how badly like GW would want that land. And you see it's literally all businesses here, and then this is like nature reserve, and you probably couldn't get the rights to expand onto that.
Yeah. I mean, they should just get the game design team to lay siege to the other buildings and businesses, and siege, like get a load of people dressed as Imperial fists, make them stand outside.
Yeah. So I think in general, like GW have got a ticking time bomb, and like it can only get worse as the company gets bigger. The only thing that can improve it at the minute is them taking a dip in the amount of stuff they're selling, which is not a good position to be in, really.
No.
I know particularly you've got companies like there's a lumber yard there's like a textile company, and they have just do not want to move, and they've been there like 20, 30 years or so. So
Yeah.
yeah, at some point GW is going to have to make a big decision about how much really they can afford to produce, and it's going to affect things like this more going forward.
Yeah.
Now, I could be wrong about this. Like, they could have just been chugging Factory 2 up to standard,
Yeah.
and we could see like a flood that suddenly fixes this problem.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't think so.
I mean, the hint of a flood is essentially the new Underworlds being announced one week and you know,
Yes.
put to coming soon the next, which you never know. It might be that they're finally up to speed and they've caught up with themselves.
Yes, it very well might be. But yeah, as I say, the more they sell, the more they're going to run into this problem. And it's only compounded as well by things that are outside of their direct control. Like previously, they did a lot of their printing in China. Not generally for models. It was the terrain pieces, and a lot of the boxes themselves and their instruction manuals and stuff. Now they're trying to bring a lot of that in house, but that then takes more space. So
It does,
yeah, it's difficulty with like the unreliability of supply chains globally, kind of lately. So yeah, this wasn't talking about models. This was my little diversion to kind of explaining some things about the actual logistical situation at Games Workshop at the minute. But I thought people might be interested to have a look at that.
Yeah, I mean, it would be interesting if any of our viewers actually work there, to see how spot on or how far off.
Yes. I mean, my sources inside. It's been a while since I've spoken to them, so I could be completely outdated on some of that information.
But hey, this is the internet. This is what it's for.
Yeah, speculation, wild rumor.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, it sounds like a problem that is very easy to have when you're a huge company and you're kind of hemmed in by your own success.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah. So, what do you feel about the new minis? What do you feel about the potential issues with Games Workshop? Do let us know in the comments below. Oh, those rats are lovely. Yeah, so should have a new video out soon, which should cover more of my Valhalla project. And what are you working on, Amy?
Oh, that's going to be a secret until I decide.
Okay, we will catch you all in the next one. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.